Well, as you can probably tell, my phone died while we were out there mining, so wasn't able to film anymore. But we did get that last pocket cleaned out. It's over there. They had a whole bunch of crystals, but what we're gonna do, got everything separated into different pockets. This is the first pocket with that great big crystal. I weighed it. It's a 10 pounder. And here's the loose material from that pocket. We're going to do every pocket separately. So that one will be separate. We'll go through all that dirt, get all the crystals out, clean this baby up really nice, and then see if there's any keys in there to fit the crystals in that go along with it. If not, that's okay. We'll take a look at it. And we're just going to do that one at a time. Here's the pocket number 2 with that other big crystal. And down in this bucket here is the remainder of the stuff that goes with that crystal. So I got all the dirt in the bottom, a bunch of other loose crystals. Let me turn my flash on here real quick. All that dirt down in there, there's crystals in that. So we'll go through all that, wash all the dirt out, wash the crystals out of it. And then we got pocket number 3. And this is a pretty amazing pocket too that we got into. This big crystal here and this one, I believe, fit together and makes a nice twin. And some of these other ones might attach to it. We're going to find out with that as well. And everything in this bucket goes with that pocket too. This was the biggest pocket. It had more material in it, but there's still some beauties down in here. Let me show you. I mean, there's still some beautiful crystals in here. We're hoping for some smokies or some scepters, but if not, that's okay. But so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do each pocket individually, clean them up, and we'll have a look at it at the end. All right. All right, guys. Absolutely amazing. This is the first pocket all cleaned up. Here's the biggest crystal. There's a quarter for size. It's bigger than my hand. The size of a football. I didn't see any key points for the smaller crystals. Let's turn it around here though. You see there's some iron staining down inside the crystal. You'll never get that out because it's embedded down in there. Let's spin it around here though. This is where all the contact was. Let me pull you in closer maybe. See the contact? Some Dola stone still left on there. Absolutely amazing. Huh? Is that the most beautiful thing you ever saw or what? Well, of course it's not the most beautiful thing you ever saw, but it is pretty awesome, isn't it? Woo! Look at the size of that thing. Then we got a bunch of smalls here. This pretty little point. I can't find the piece that goes into that little key right there. So that's going to be a single point. It's pretty nice. Here's a nice crystal with a rider on it. See that? Some contact on it. Some Dola stone left on it. But still a beautiful piece. Here's the next biggest one. Kind of cloudy at that one end there. Pretty pretty. And we got a bunch of other small ones here. They're all beautiful. Very nice. That was quite a pocket. Let's get a shot of all that together. Nice pocket right there. Bigger than my hand. Okay, I got pocket number 2 soaking, the biggest crystal, and we'll start working on that. Alright. Pretty awesome, huh? Huge. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering, this crystal alone weighs 10 pounds. 10-pound crystal. Alright, folks, we got pocket number 2 all cleaned up. Here's the biggest crystal. Size of my hand. Great big thing. This crystal weighs 5 pounds. Let's give it a little spin around here and see all the faces. Very pretty. And that's where the contact was. Still got some scale on there that could come off. It'll probably flake off eventually. Some kind of druzy. This one's peculiar because it's got a hole going through it. And if you notice that hole and you follow the line of it up right there, see it? It comes right around to the center of this. So this, I believe, was actually working on being a twin, but it didn't make it. And then it was about ready to split later on. But I do believe that this would have been a twin if it would have formed the way that it was headed, if you know what I mean. I don't really know what I mean, it's just an assumption. But there's another little crystal attached to it right there. Let me show you all the smaller ones that go with it. And I got some bigger, chunkier stuff. I've been trying to key stuff on there, and I haven't been able to do it yet. But we won't give up. This one's pretty cool. You can see some contact on it there. That's where another crystal sat against it. You see the different faces there. And then this one's got a bunch of little riders on it. Can you see that? It's like 3 or 4 little baby crystals hooked to it. And all these, you turn them right, they all got rainbows in them when they're in the sun. You turn them right. Very pretty. Here's a really cool dolomite crystal. This is actually crystallization of the stone. Dolomite is like a limestone. A little bit harder, I believe. That's a dolomite crystal. You can see the crystal structure of it. See the point right there? Pretty cool. And we got some other small beauties here. Well, kind of small, you know what I mean. Bunch of them here. That one's cool. Got a little rider on there. And I could use a little better cleaning. These smaller ones I just kind of scrubbed off with my hand. That's contact to the stone there. Haven't seen any smokies yet. This is a weird little crystal though. It's almost 2 crystals, one right next to the other, and the one's full of hydrocarbon. I think there's another name for that material too. Some of it's hydrocarbon, and there's another form. Some folks consider the other black material as anthraxolite, which is related to coal and derived from plant-based materials, which came from the stromatolites that form the bugs that the crystals grow in. Nice ones. But wait, there's more. There we go. Pretty cool pocket right there. That was pocket number 2. Alright, let's get started on pocket 3. 5-pound crystal. Woo! Alright, we got pocket number 3 all cleaned up and beautiful. The 2 biggest crystals, they ended up actually fitting together, making a twin. Look at that. And this weighs 10 pounds. Got some smoke in there and some smoke down in here. A little bit here and there, a little bit everywhere. Beautiful piece. Let me pick you up and show you the back side of it. Very nice. So this will display very well because all the contact was on the bottom and up this edge, so it's a nice display piece. So are the other ones, really. And then this is the next 2 biggest crystals, and this is 5 pounds together. And they ended up fitting right together, kind of like so. They're not perfectly lined up right now. I kind of got them just set there. Beautiful, huh? I'm not sure how good it's showing it to you. And that looks like it's all rough, but that's actually a smooth face. Beautiful. Another 5-pound crystal right there. Then we got all these smaller ones. And sometimes when you're fitting crystals together, that's actually a couple together right there. See that? Anyway, when you're reassembling pockets, sometimes it helps to go by color. And if you notice the color difference right here. See how these are kind of bluish? All these, see them? Compared to the more white ones. This could be a little more blue or more black. You see how they're all clear? That one's got a little blue in it. But I found that these 2 definitely fit together. And so therefore these might finish the whole setup. We'll find out in the future. Some nice crystals though. And we got a bunch of pieces. Out of all the pockets, we saved all the the larger chunks and pieces and whatnot. Because when you're reassembling, sometimes you can find pieces that fit in there. And you would think, oh, that's a damaged piece, and you put it back together. But it's a widely known and accepted thing in the crystal world to repair pocket crystals and put them back together. It doesn't really devalue them, maybe just a tiny little bit, but it doesn't really, because it always happens. These are like 100 million years old. I was wrong. They are 350 to 500 million years old, you know. So it's acceptable when you piece things back together if you do it right. If you get, it's got to be done properly. See, this is some calcite right there. Calcite and dolomite. This is just a piece of the roof of the pocket here with some crystallization, but you can also see that that's kind of like a blue. I guess it's more like a gray, but it's like a blue, so that might go together with all this stuff. We might be able to put that together. Here's another one that I got in the scraps. Little twin. Pretty cool. Alright, so next, so that's 30 pounds of crystals so far. 30 pounds. That's just the large stuff. We probably got 40, 50, maybe more. So what we'll do next is I'll get this all out of the way, and I'll bring over all the crystals that we found the first couple of days of being up there mining at Mohawk Valley Mineral Mining. You got to check them out, guys. Check them out. All right. Be back in a little bit with all the other ones. All right, here are the better ones from the first 2 days. We got a bunch of other druzy pieces and crystals that aren't quite shaped perfectly in whole that I didn't add into the photo here, but you can see them all there. Got some cool little pieces like this one, if it'll focus. Maybe if I zoom in. See that? That's pretty cool, huh? Let me find another one here. This one's really neat too. Just kind of like pieces of the druzy quartz, but more crystalline. Now a lot of druzy will kind of look like this. See how there's hardly, the crystals aren't really growed. They're very, very tiny. But in some of the druze, you get bigger crystals. And Jenny kept these ones. I don't have an eye for that smaller stuff. I mean, once in a while I'll see them, but I'm always looking for the bigger stuff. So she's got a pretty good eye to hang on to that stuff. There's a lot of very beautiful crystals here, though. Very gemmy ones. Look at this one. Very nice. Beauty. And we got some yellows in here. That'll probably come out with some iron out. All these yellows. Couple little clusters things there. Very cool. There's another little druzy piece. Got a bunch of other chips and chunks also. There's one that's all milky. And here's that bigger one that we pulled out. It had a lot of contact on it, so it didn't really get to finish or heal or anything. Kind of just a crystal that grew into that void that it could. Still a cool piece. And we got some other pieces over here. This one was really cool. I remember this one. It's like a druze with all these crystals in it. See the larger crystals sticking up out of it. That's going to be a beautiful paperweight. Maybe if you cut that bottom flat, you know, just a beautiful paperweight. And I brought over another one to show. These could be cleaned up a little more. Very cool though. It didn't do too bad first couple days. Got some nice ones out of there. Jenny worked her butt off. The first day I was kind of working my area, and I let her kind of do her thing to get a feel of it all. And I look over and she's laid right down under this tree, working way back into the wall, you know, and I hear her over there hammering and chipping, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to be a part of and watch her do that. There's a little crystal stuck right in that hydrocarbon, which is also full of little crystals. See them all in there? A cool little piece. You magnified that 100 times, it'd be an amazing piece. All right, folks, that's the whole take for all of it. All the big ones, all 3 pockets in first 2 days. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a blast. I know Jenny had a lot of fun too.